Welcome to Small Talk with Kenya and Dawn. I'm Dawn.
And I'm Kenya.
We're back here with a new topic this week. I like this topic. I think this is really, really good. It is finding faith in chaos.
Motherhood chaos.
Motherhood chaos. Ooh, goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so little ones, toddlers. You know, I got three. I got four grandsons right now. Three of them are 4, 3, 2, soon to be 3. We call them the littles, right? So they're moms, and they gotta live with their mothers, their fathers. So, but having those little ones, and so many things that can come in between with those children, and they're kind of probably the easier stage to get along with until you get to that teenage stage.
Yeah.
And we've dealt with the teenage stage. You're still in one with the teenage stage.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they transition into, adulthood. But when your kids maybe act up a little bit, and it doesn't seem to be turning back in the way that they were raised, I can see where some parents have lost their faith. Because of all the chaos that you have to deal with these children. What do you think? Why do you think it happens that we maybe lose our faith? Is it just because, or we can lose faith? Is it because, we just don't see the change? Is it because we're not in our word enough? Is it because we've not surrounded ourselves with maybe other faith-based parents? Or that we've just lost trust in God?
I think it's a culmination of all those things. And I'm going to add patience. Because I think a lot of times we want that instant correction.
Right.
And it doesn't come.
No.
And when you're praying for your kids, when you feel like you have done the best you can to raise them, you feel like you have raised them the best you can from a biblical perspective, there's certain expectations we have for our kids. And I think when they don't fulfill those expectations, we get frustrated.
Yeah.
We lose patience.
Yeah.
And then we get so focused on the thing that they're going through that I think that's how we start taking our eyes off our faith. And we start losing our faith, and it gets very light. And even I'm gonna say it's hard for me to say, but you kind of separate yourself from God because you're no longer dependent on Him to get through this thing because you failed or feel like you failed at it. Then I don't even think sometimes we even remember to call on Him until it's just we're flat on our face.
That's a good point right there. And I'm gonna just share this too. My husband was gone when he was in the military, and everything had, I went to church and grew up in church and had a relationship. I'll say I knew who he was.
Okay.
It was one thing after another until I finally felt like I was going to crumble.
Yeah.
Until honestly, I thought I was going to lose my mind. And that's when I said, okay, God, you're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't have the faith that I needed from the very beginning. I didn't have it in Him because I didn't give it over to Him. And I was leaning just on myself. And like what you were just saying, we're not putting Him at the top of it. We're putting Him at the very, very bottom because we've started here and we're just going to work our way down until we bottom out.
Yep.
And when we bottom out, we're like,
then we'll remember Him.
Then we remember who He is.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe that's where even that phrase, you've hit rock bottom comes from.
Because that's what it feels like.
Because that's what it feels like.
You don't even know where to turn from there. And then the only thing you have left is to call on Him.
You're depleted.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
You ever just watch a balloon?
Yeah.
A helium balloon or just a regular balloon that you've blown up, right? but all of a sudden you just see after, you know, a few days, and it's just gets smaller and smaller and smaller until finally you wake up one morning and that thing is completely flat.
Yeah.
All the air has been completely depleted out of it.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, how we feel.
Absolutely.
And especially as mothers.
Yeah.
Because you're so overwhelmed sometimes with things.
Mm-hmm.
Taking the kids to school.
Yeah.
And you got laundry to do. You got the household to run. You know, you got errands that you have to do. And we haven't even thrown in the job yet.
Yeah. Right.
We haven't even put that part in there yet. Being a wife, you know, just doing those things. Yeah. And then what about the single moms? How much they have on them, because they're having to run everything alone. They don't have a partner to operate this household and raise these children. Yeah. It's a lot. And then when things aren't going well, I think that's another way that we don't have faith.
Another added layer.
Yeah. We've not put God in the mix. We've not asked him to take over.
Yeah. And you know, I'm just sitting here thinking as you're talking about that, and just completely being transparent. I've even said, Lord, I'm tired of praying.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm tired of praying.
Yeah.
And that illustration you gave with the balloon was perfect, because that's how it feels like. The life is just being sucked out of you. You're disappointed. You're angry. Yeah. You're hurt. Yeah. You're feeling all these different emotions, and you think about all the sacrifices you've made for them, and then they still completely doing something different. But I'm telling you, as I have been saying that, God, I'm just so tired of praying. I don't even know what to ask for anymore. He's constantly reminding me of, or showing me through the action of my kids, me, and who I was. And I'm like, I just can't imagine, you know, I just think about some of the relief when I finally grew into my mind and grew into some common sense that my grandparents must have felt. Yeah. You know, it's depleting, just like that illustration of the balloon you gave. That was good. Yeah. It does. You just, you feel like you're at your end. I've been in that place of where I'm like, you know what? And this was mine. I said, this is true. This is true. It's so true. I said, you know what, God, I'm gonna give you a break. I'm not gonna pray about this for a while. Oh wow. I didn't think of it from a break.
I said, I did. I said, I'm gonna give you a break. I said, because maybe you're just tired of hearing from me. Because I was just that depleted. Yeah. And I didn't see anything moving. And I'm just like, I'm exhausted. Like I'm pouring out my heart. Yeah. You know, I'm crying. I'm in tears. You know, I'm heartbroken. But then I could hear, there's that little angel over here. Hold on. Yeah. Just hold on. And I'm tired. I'm tired. You know, I'm like, I don't know how much more, you know, faith that I can have. I know that he can do it. And then it got me to thinking too, okay, you know that he can do it. Yeah. You just got to wait for him to do it. It makes me also say, and it made me say, you know, you just got to have some patience. God does things in his time. When he knows that he's lined up things just at the right moment, just hold on. Yeah. And that's what's gotten me through sometimes. Yeah. That's been like literally my conversation. But when I said, I'm gonna give you a break, because I can't. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Like there's nothing moving here. Right. You know, I'm exercising my faith. I'm not just sitting here just, you know, waiting and just rubbed on, you know, a bottle and just want you to pop out and fix it. But I saw absolutely no movement for quite a while. And I said, you know what, let me just let it go for a while. Let me just let it go. I'm gonna give you a break. And I just, let me just talk about something else. And how about I said, I'm not gonna ask you for nothing else right now. I'm not gonna ask you for nothing else. But in that also, it gave me a whole different respect for praise and worship.
Now that has been a great release.
Yeah.
But you saying that, oh man, you've made so many things clear. You know, just the transparency of, I'm just done.
Yeah.
It is, as you were talking about that, it made me think about, we see these things coming as parents, just like God sees the things that I believe He shows us these things. And I think where I've been going wrong is I haven't gone to God and said, prepare me for this. Give me the strength for this.
That's right.
Give me the strength for however long I got to stay on my knees. I think preparation is important in that as well. And I think going back to the busyness and the chaos of life and everyday struggles, I think that's the purpose of the enemy, because we know God don't like chaos.
That's right.
So I think that's Him working overtime and we falling for it. Because if we prepare, I truly believe that if I ask God to prepare me for this, He will give me the strength to prepare for it, even if I got to stay on my knees for a year and not see any movement.
Right.
That now my faith may waver because I know my flesh.
Right.
But even then, and I found myself even doing this lately, saying this, Lord, help my unbelief.
Yeah.
Because I believe sometimes we don't understand we have some.
Yeah.
We're not truly giving it to Him 100%.
That's right.
We try to still,
we
touch it a little bit.
We might give Him 98, but we're going to keep that 2%.
Yes, because we think again, it goes back to that instant correction, that instant fix. And again, I think it's still part of the world we live in. We've gotten into such an instant gratification type feeling, then we think everything is supposed to move in that direction.
Yeah. But you said something when you said the word chaos, and we know that chaos is Satan. We know that's the devil himself.
Yeah.
Now that we've come to learn that. Everybody may not know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
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 The reason I say that is because these things that keep popping up, and I'm looking like, okay, he's throwing another curveball. It's something else, because I'm able. I've learned those things. I've learned about it, so I'm able to see those things.
Absolutely.
I'm able to recognize even when it's something that I want to do, or if it's something that I can tell how the enemy is operating.
Okay.
There's a difference, I think. I believe that there's a difference within the two.
Yeah.
And I've said it before, we give the devil too much credit.
Oh, yes.
We give him way too much credit. Because if there's something that we want to change within ourselves, we can do that.
We can do it.
We can do it. It's not always him. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes it's me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's whoever that's listening.
Right.
But when you can recognize that chaos and say, okay, I see what this is. Now is the time where I really need to activate my faith. Even when things are going completely wrong, God, I still have faith in you. I have faith that you're gonna fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then when you got these babies in the mix, and then you see the influences that children have.
Yes.
From these video games, social media, these portals. These portals have been opened up into your home.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't even realize it.
Right.
That's where a lot of this chaos is coming from. And if you pay attention to your kids' behavior when they're on these electronic devices, when they're playing these games, when they're watching some of these movies, you'll understand why that chaos is in your home. And that's one thing that's important to do, is cover your home.
Yeah.
Cover your children, but you've got to cover your home. You got to cover every outlet in your house. And I think if we started doing that, maybe just some of that chaos would start to decrease. What are your thoughts?
Oh God, so many. I 100% I agree. And I think the one thing that really stands out, you said earlier, people may not know. And that is so important. It is so important to understand. What is it, Ephesians 6, I think, that talks about we're fighting against principalities. That is such, oh my God, that is such a major part that there's not a lot of conversation about. I'm gonna go as far as being, to my knowledge, being taught in the church. Because how do you fight something you don't even understand? I mean, I can't say I got a spirit in my house and I get a broom to think I can sweep them out. It doesn't work that way. And I think that's why, you know, these kinds of conversations are important, because we have to understand what's actually attacking us.
That's right.
I mean, we may have to go back in and reposition ourselves depending on what's happening. And the understanding of that, and opening portals, and even understanding what opening portals are, or even just opening your door and allowing certain things over your threshold. You know, you have to know how to go in and combat those things. And if we don't know, how can we protect our children from that? How can we protect our home from the chaos?
That's right.
If we don't even understand it.
Yeah. But that's why it's important. I'm gonna tell you, even when I fell off going to church, I still had enough sense to send my kids. And my children are what led me back. My kids led me back to church.
No, that's the same scenario with us.
Yeah. So my children, then me, and then I led my husband back to church. Which you would think it should have been the opposite direction, but it wasn't. And that's okay. That's okay.
But go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
That just reminds me of one of the other reasons why God thinks children are so precious. Because, you know, children are very influential. But children are very aware.
Yes.
And they tell the truth.
Yes, they do.
They, you know, there's no filter in the truth for them. So if they say, you know, Mom, you need to go to church because that's what we put in them, I might get mad. And say, I don't know what I'll say, you know. But just to even think about that, how precious our children are. And it goes back to what you were talking about, the portals and things. It's important because they are influential, but there are things out there that can attack them that they may not even understand. You know, I mean, it's something. It's just a whole. I think the education of understanding those things in the way that we have the word, we have the guidance to know how to protect it. We just got to make sure we understand it.
Absolutely. But you know, those things start. For one, it starts in the house. It starts in your home. But it also, it's got to be at the church as well. Fail not to assemble yourselves. I don't think parents that where their children don't go to Sunday school and the children don't attend Bible study, you got to have something. They've got to have a foundation. You've got to start that. And as a parent, that's your responsibility. Not only, the church has a responsibility to teach your children properly, but you have the responsibility to teach them at home and to make sure that they get there. You know, even with, my grandson has been with his aunt, my oldest daughter, for the summer. He already knows it's automatic. You got to attend church. got to go to church. And he had got a little slick in the mouth a little bit. Okay. So I said, you know what, let me send you some lessons. I started sending him lessons and things. So we just recently had VBS, so he came back home for VBS and he went back again. But the teacher in VBS said he was killing it. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she said he knew so much. He could name off those 10 commandments because that was part of his assignment.
Okay.
Was you had to write the 10 commandments. You had to learn those 10 commandments. He knew every one of them. All.
That's good.
He knew every one of them. She said, okay, well, and they did like a Jeopardy game. Well, what's number 4? Thou shalt, whatever it was. I don't even know what they are in order, but I bet he knows what they are in order right now. But it's learning those things. And he didn't just have to read it. He had to do a report on those lessons. Okay. I want to know about Jonah. What's the lesson in Jonah? That's good. What did he do? Let's talk about Noah. Let's go to Balaam and that donkey. Let's talk about that. Oh yeah, he had some lessons that he did.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't want you just to read it, but I want you to know about it. But in that, he needed to see that life lesson. He needed to see how it could have applied to him. Yeah. And I think those are important things for children to learn. I'm just sorry I didn't think about that before.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you mentioned the foundation. That is absolutely important because we have to remember, and this is the thing that I had to remember me in it when looking at my kids. Because we can make them do that, but when they get older, they have their own choices to make.
That's right.
Now, while we be in the background just saying, look now, you know, you need to, but that still needs to be their choice. Yeah. But if that foundation in there,
that's right,
they may leave and do whatever because I did the same thing.
Yeah.
But that foundation is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's in you. It's not something that somebody's looking at you at 22 saying, oh, you need to go to church for this, and this. And then I get to make the decision because I'm an adult. Right. But if that foundation is in me, something in me is going to strike a chord if somebody said, well, you know when the last time you've been to church? Yeah. I should feel some kind of a conviction.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so let's just switch a little bit. Okay. So, you know, we've talked about, you know, quite a bit of the teaching side and the foundational side of things. But let's just talk about just everyday household stuff, the chaos in motherhood. Trying to get all those things accomplished, like what we were talking about before. It can be very overwhelming.
It can be.
Especially when you got 2 or more children. One child, you probably can...
That was still okay. Because you have to, as a parent, you trying to be the best you can. So we adding a little bit of extra stuff to ourselves.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are adding some extra stuff. But even with 2, though, because those 2 can kind of, especially if they're kind of close in age, they can kind of entertain themselves. Yeah. You know, and that way you can get some things done. But it's a lot of chaos, especially, Lord, in the morning time. You're trying to get yourself up. My thing was, let me get myself up. Let me get ready. Then I'll get the kids ready. You know, I'll start with the breakfast, and then I'll start getting them ready. We got clothes and stuff laid out, getting hair done. We're getting all of those things done, and then trying to get out the house. Yeah. It's a lot to do.
It is. Before you go to work.
Before you go to work. Before you even step foot on the job. It's so much to do. So when you find a woman, have you encountered women that have been overwhelmed that way?
I've been overwhelmed that way.
Me too.
Yes, I've been.
So how did you get through it? What's your advice to tell someone to get through that?
You know, I think what I said earlier, I think I put too much pressure on myself. I think I should not have given myself like timelines. I shouldn't have said no one, and even then I was working 12 hours versus 7-8 hours. I used to say, okay, I'm going to get the laundry done. I'm going to do this. And I had 1,000 things on my list, and every day I tried to accomplish those things. I had to take some of the pressure off of myself. Is, you know, if I don't wash all the clothes, they'll be there tomorrow. It's okay. I think sometimes we put too much of an expectation on ourselves trying to be good parents, I think. Yeah.
I think for me, it was, I do good with blocks of time. I'll block off time for certain things. Okay. And I'll just try to map it out. And you know, I live by my calendar, so
Yeah.
I have to. Otherwise, I'm a wreck. If I don't live by that thing, I'm a wreck.
Yeah.
And so I feel kind of out of sorts the last couple of weeks.
Mm.
So I know that I need that type of structure for myself, for me to stay on point and you know, get things done that I need to do.
Okay.
But I would just tell any parent, any woman, just slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down. It's okay. My most important thing is make sure the kids are clean and fed. Clean clothes.
Yep.
And you may be just able to do one thing at a time. You may not be able to clean the whole house in one day,
Right.
but just maybe take 1 or 2 rooms at a time. Clean it that way.
Yeah.
You know, just do as much as you can. I always like to do things the night before or try to do things the week before so that I'm not so stressed out. So if you're able to, you know, you would be surprised if you block off 30 minutes in the evening, you'd be surprised at the amount of stuff that you can get done if you just stay focused.
Yep. And don't put take time out for yourself.
Yes.
That's the other thing I didn't do where I failed at miserably. Take time for yourself. Because if you're not at your best self or even at your decent self, you can't function in all of that stuff every day. And
you can't.
That's 6 days a week. Because Saturday, it may not be a work day, but it literally is a work day.
Yeah, Saturday for me is like a real big catch-up day for stuff. Yeah. But I'm going to say this too. Start your day in the morning, like what you said earlier. Order my steps today.
Yes.
Let the first thing that you do in the morning be just 5 minutes of prayer. Just give God those first 5 minutes and just talk to him. Ask him to make things as easy as they possibly can be today. And even when things get hard, because every day is not going to be easy.
Right.
It's not always going to be roses and sunshine. So, but allow me to have the patience to get through things and allow me to transition to the next thing just as smoothly and easily as I can. So I don't have moments of breakdown and that I have moments of just all out chaos to where I can't come back from those things. You know, but just think level-headed, but more importantly, put God first through the day. Set the tone. Set the tone of the day with him first.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And things will run a lot smoother. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a completely, you know, bump-free road, but it's gonna be a lot easier when you ask him to lead you down that road. And don't just do things on your own. What else you want to add to today?
Nothing. Set the tone. That was it.
Set the tone. All right. So please give us a comment on this video. Let us know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know when Small Talk with Kenya and Dawn premieres, which is every Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. So until then, have a great day.